Hello, my dear students. Wish all of you fine and safe in your home. I'm your course teacher, Ifata Jahan, and today we're going to discuss about copyrights and related laws in Bangladesh. Last class we already finished a topic about patent, and now we are clear about that. And today we will read about copyrights. So, as your earlier class, you already know about what is copyright. We just go for details today. So, let's get started. First of all, what is copyright actually? If you go for that, copyright actually is a legal concept which is enacted by most governments, and it's also a right that gives the owner of a written document or any kind of artistic works or musical composition, book, anything that right the owner to decide what other people can do with it. That is the most important point, that it's give the right to the owner about what other people can use it or not. And another important thing, copyright laws make it easier for authors, or you can also say for the creator, to make money by selling their works. Because why? Because a work can only be copied if the owner just give permission or access of his work. So that is the definition of copyright. And second, which kinds of work actually we can include it in copyright area? It's mainly four kinds of that. First of all, literary, different kinds of dramatic and musical works. Then artistic works. You can also say different kinds of cinema, that is cinematographic works. With that, any kinds of record of the owner or any kind of broadcast, like different kinds of channels, different kinds of plays that broadcasted in the TV. All of the will be included in the copyright areas. Mainly these four kinds of things are included in the areas of copyrights. Then how we can scope, or what is the protection areas of your copyright. So according to copyright, there are some factors that can be taken into consideration. For example, first of all, the work must not be copied from another work but must originate from the author. Okay, that means it will be copyright whenever it will be copied only the original work of author. If it is copied another pirated work, then it will not be copyright, because and in that case first pirated work will be the punishment of copyright. Okay, not the second one, because it's already copied from the copied one. Second, two authors independently producing identical work, and in that case both of them will be the owner. And third one is the emphasis is more on the labor, skill, judgment, and capital expended in producing the work. In case of protection, that how many times, how many labor you given for producing that. It's some factors actually, not the all factors there. The most three important factors are to say there. What kinds of nature of copyright actually? It will be more clear for you for understanding the nature and protection of copyright, that the ownership. Okay, who will be the owner of the copyright? So first of all, in case of the author, if author is employed, or if he or she is working in case of any company or in a newspaper or magazine under a contract of service, then the company or the proprietor will be the first owner, as she or he is served for that organization when in the absence of an agreement. Okay, or absence of the author. Whenever the product or work will be copied, then it will be taken that the company or proprietor will be the get the ownership with the author. And if the author is absent in any case, so proprietor or the company will be the first owner. Okay, at the time he or she will be in the service. Then if it is a photograph, then the person will be first owner. Without the permission, if anyone use your photograph anywhere, then it will be a violated act of copyright. And if it is a governmental work, then government always will be the first owner. Then what is actually presented in our Bangladesh copyright law? Here, the copyright law is a very bigger thing like patent law. We just go here how the copyright law is now presented in Bangladesh and from where it's come actually. So in case of present, copyright law is enforced an earlier time as Patent Act, Copyright Act 1911, and which is given by 1914 by the British India. After that, it is again amended, or it's come like an ordinance in 1962. After that, the copyright ordinance is further amended in 1967 by the government. Then 1974, the Copyright Act is again it's amended. Amended means it's if there is any problem that is corrected, that is called amendment. Then the this previous act of 1974 is cancelled in 2000, and that is came as ordinance of 2000, and which has been passed on 18 July. But till that, it was not like an act. Okay, it was an ordinance. If you say in Bangla, it will be Adhyadesh. Okay, but it will not a law, or it will not an act. It will be act whenever it's actually passed in the parliament. And these ordinance passed in parliament in 2005, which is now present in our country like Copyright Act 2005. So according to this act, there is some duration of copyright. For example, for literature, music, drama, and arts, for that types of our act or our types, the copyright will be for lifetime of the author with the 60 years of the owners. In case of cinema, it will be release year plus 60 years. In case of sound recording, the year of recording plus 60 years. If it is photograph, then it is published year with plus 60 years. If it is anonymous writing is the writer is unknown actually. It's published, but no one know about the writer. In that case, it is also published here plus 60 years. But if during this time the identification of the writer is known, then the time of the copyright will be the 30th year. That means whenever you know about the writer with plus 60 years. If it is a computer related works, it will be published here plus 60 years. If it is any kinds of broadcasting, that is any kinds of talk shows or any kinds of reality shows or any kinds of plays, in case of that, it is published here plus 25 years of broadcasting and reproduction. So that is our duration. And again, if according to law, if that is copyright board, how it will be, that will give the permission of your copyright. It will be like a quasi judicial body, and it is consisting of a chairman and with two or more members, but the total number will not exceeding 6. In case of chairman, who can be the chairman actually? For chairman of the copyright board, the person will be as it can be present or former district judge or a civil servant having the status of additional secretary. Okay, without this additional secretary position or a district judge, no one will be or another one is a judge of high court, a lawyer, that is qualification became a judge of high court. Without these three qualification, no one will be capable for getting the chairman post. Okay, and other two or more is like not it will be like other government service, but it is not necessary that it will be additional secretary post. Okay, so it is like the copyright board. Again, how we can register your copyright in Bangladesh, there were some actual steps that you have to follow. And in that case, in Bangladesh, Copyright Office is responsible for maintaining the registration of copyrighted works, and any application for registration, transfer, abandonment, or modification should be made by the registrar of Copyright Office. And the process is, first of all, you have to complete the application form, then you need a treasury challan for some fees, with some fees, and with that you have to give in the copies of the work to be registered. And there is a deed paper or stamp paper is needed for preparing a deed. And with that, some legal paper like wakalatnama is needed with some lawyers, with one lawyer actually will submit or just process your whole processing of copyright. So with this process, you can register, complete the first step of registration. After that, in your second step, when the register received any application or your application with the Rukalotama, with the treasury challan, then the person served notice to the concerned application to every person who has any interest in the subject matter of that application. That means if you are an author of any drama, and if related peoples will go get a notice that that paper is come for copyright if there any objection or not. Okay, like your patent. And if the register actually receive any objections, so he will just hold that inquiry for some time, and then he will inquiry that but if there is no any kinds of objection is came, then he will give his consideration for registration. Okay, and after registration, the register shall send copies of the entries made in the register to the parties concerned. That means after completing the registration, that you have the authority of copyright, it will give the copy to you or your group of people. So that is a registration process of copyright. Then our next step is which kinds of work would be considered as a violence of copyright. It's like literature, okay, and used for commercial purpose. If any literature if used for commercial purpose without permission, that it will be violation. That if transformation or reproduction of any arts without permission, any kind of editing of dramatic works without permission, and use of clipping of newspapers, television, drama, arts without the proper permission of that newspaper author or that the proprietor of that or that channel. It will also be a violation with that. If any kinds of reproduction of creative or research works, anything without permission, or you can also say if any intellectual works for profit without the permission that concern people, all of the things will consider as a violence of copyright. Okay, so till now we just learned lots of things about our copyright uh, law and our actually what kinds of things are think as copyright and other materials or other topics, also types of copyright, all the things you know that. And now it is like some copyright law and present Bangladesh's status. Actually here I given is in very short, as it's given as your assignment, that it will give me the data about the present situation of Bangladesh of different kinds of copywriting materials and with the punishment. Just for giving you a little information about that, I just say like that books now is copyrighted in Bangladesh, and cinema, computer program, photograph, music, all of the things actually copyrighted in Bangladesh. And in your assignment, you will collect some data on it and then you will submit it. So I will not go in actually a discussion or description of that because it's your assignment for actually for your information or for your basic knowledge. I'm just saying you that you have to add there books, cinema, computer program, music, photographs, and all of the things that is pirated in Bangladesh. Okay, all of the materials, all of the steps, all of the work are very much pirated in Bangladesh, and it's a very much violation in our country of copyright pirating. Actually, there are laws there, but it's not strictly applied. And if you go for crime and punishment, so in case of cinema piracy, it's like that 1 to 5 lakh taka. In case of computer program, it's 6 months to 4 years of imprisonment with 1 to 4 lakh taka. And any kinds of piracy besides that, music, audio, video, photograph, there is a fixed punishment according to Ordinance of 2005 or Act of 2005. And with that, the violator will be punished. So there is some reference for your help, and thank you very much for today. and we'll discuss more in our tomorrow's class.